Hello, gorgeous human. Welcome back. How are you? I'm Evie. If you're new around here, I'm Evie. I am a life and confidence coach and business mentor. And I'm so excited for today's podcast episode. You're listening to the Unstoppable You podcast with Evelyn Kelly, and you are in for a treat today. I'm really excited about this conversation. One, again, that was a download, but also something that I've been talking about with a few different people, some clients, some DMs, some messages on Instagram as well about this topic. And I thought this would be a great opportunity to record an episode all about manifestation, really, but more specifically, how do you trust? How do you hold the vision when you're not seeing the results, when you're not seeing it manifest or seeing progress and all of those things coming into the physical realm, when you're really wanting that desire, that goal, that vision? And yeah, like, how do you keep showing up for it? How do you keep holding the faith? How do you keep trusting in yourself or when you're not seeing those results just yet? And I feel like this is such a relatable conversation and episode, and one that can be applied to any area of your life, any area of your business. And it's such an important conversation, I feel. And so I'm really excited to dive into today's episode. I'm going to share my quote in just a moment. But first, just wanted to share off the back end of this conversation, I have a special offer for you. It's totally free. There's zero obligations, and you can jump on a 30-minute free coaching call with me. There is 5 spots available for this. It is first and first served over the next 2 weeks following the release of this podcast episode. So if you're listening to this, if you're hearing this, go jump on the link in the show notes or the description below and book yourself one of those free calls, or reach out to me as soon as possible. Don't delay, because this is where the magic really happens. So I wanted this to be a really beautiful episode to start this conversation, to open up this conversation, to plant some seeds and to support you as best as I possibly can, but also knowing that actually the true transformation and the real work happens in one-to-one coaching, or happens in these coaching spaces where you are held, where you are so deeply seen and supported, and when you get your bespoke, unique support and advice that you need, that guidance, the love, the nurturing that you really need to overcome this little wobble or this thing that you're feeling really challenged by right now. So this is more specifically if it's related to this conversation, but you know that so much can unfold in these coaching calls, and it's definitely not limited to this conversation. So if you're new or you want to try out some coaching, this is also a great opportunity to jump on it. If you're wondering what the heck coaching is, come on over. And let's have a conversation together. I can't wait. So I will link all of that in the show notes in the description below. So don't delay if you are interested in one of those. First and first served. Now let's dive into today's conversation. But first, my beautiful quote that I wanted to share with you. Now, this is one that I heard on another podcast episode by Charlie Hooper. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And one of the main things that he shared that I just really loved, and I've taken it as a beautiful quote and a mantra for me, and I offer it here in case this is supportive for you as well, is this: no matter what happens, no matter what, I'll be okay. No matter what, I'll be okay. And I think this is a really beautiful thing to remember when you're doing something new or scary out of your comfort zone, or when you're stretching yourself, or when life is lifing, or when you've been throwing challenges or hurdles along the way, and it feels challenging or tricky, and you're nervous about it, and you notice fear popping up, or wobbles, or anxiety, or doubt popping in. Then this quote, I feel like this mantra, really just brings you back into your center, and that knowing that, oh, no matter what happens, I'm going to be okay. No matter what, I'll be okay. And I think it really allows us to drop out of that fear and the doubt and the wobbles and the mind, the ego, etc., and really drop into your heart space and into trust and into love. And I think if we are leading with that in anything in life, no matter what it is that we're doing or how we're showing up, I feel like if you're leading with love and trust and really honoring your true self and your truth, then you really can't be led astray here. And so I think it's a really beautiful mantra to help you to drop into that space of trust, of surrender, and connecting with love and your true essence, essentially. So I offer that. I hope it becomes if you feel called to do so, but I hope that it lands really beautifully as it did for me, and can become a support for you as well. Okay, so big conversation, big topic that you and I we'll all be able to relate to, or have had moments of this, or will experience from time to time in our lifetime. And I think it's a part of being human and having this human experience. But man, it's tricky to have a really beautiful desire or a goal or a vision for yourself, whether that's something to do with your personal life, whether that's relationships or job opportunities, or, moving to a new place, or having a baby, or deepening connections with loved ones, or friendships, and in your communities, whether that's through your business, whether that's, bringing to life a new creation of yourself, of your own, or, income goals, or abundance goals, or impact goals. No matter, literally, no matter what area of your life it is in, I think we can all relate to this from time to time. And so I really do hope this is helpful, because it's tricky to be able to have the beautiful goal and vision and desire for ourselves and be so set on that, like be really clear on that. But then when it's not manifesting, or when we're in that period of laying the foundations and growing and building towards that vision or that goal, then it can be really hard when we don't have so much evidence or external proof, or the results that are supporting us to be like, yes, okay, I'm making progress, or I'm moving forward here, or it's, I'm stepping closer to it, or it feels closer, or hey, it's happening and this is the start of it, or whatever it might be. And so it's really tricky to keep holding the trust and the faith, and the belief that this is yours, and that it is going to become your reality, that whatever manifestation it is, whatever desire it is. And I think this is, it's a big one, right? Like, how do I have the vision, hold really strong in that, and also be able to surrender and lessen the grip or the control over it, however still showing up for it, still taking action towards it, still growing through this towards the things that we really want in our lives. How do we do that? I think the biggest thing is like, the biggest thing I wanted to share here is like, there's not one big magical answer, right? And it's lots of things that can support you along the way. I think some of the big things for me personally, and what I would offer here, is connecting back with that vision or that desire or that goal often. When you're feeling like fear's popping up, when you feel like you're getting the doubt or the wobbles, or when someone says something and you're like, oh, and it negates your dream or your vision for whatever reason, or you're feeling low in energy, or something else is challenging you in your life that feels really heavy. And so it's hard to hold this faith and this trust. When life is really lifing, I would really encourage you to come back to your truth and come back to your vision. So what does that look like for you specifically? Is that through meditation, for example? Is that through journaling and connecting with your intuition and your higher self? Is that through any number of rituals that allow you or encourage you to drop out of your mind, your ego, the thoughts, and drop into your inner knowing and really connect with your truth and your intuition? I think that's a really important part. And living a soul-led life and business, I think that's a huge part of it, is allowing yourself and creating moments and practices that enable you to connect back into your intuition, and really, really do that consistently. It's a daily practice, right? Or ideally. And maybe there's an opportunity here or an invitation here for you to start to think about how can you implement that into your own lives, if that's what you're feeling called to do. And I think just alongside of that, as I sort of just wanted to keep reiterating and highlighting there, I sort of alluded to the fact of like having these moments and practices that enable you to connect inwards, but also really holding strong on the vision, or the desire. So really connecting with that as well. So yes, connecting in with your intuition and your truth, and decluttering the thoughts in the mind, the doubt, the wobbles that pop up along the way, and coming back into your intuition, but also like speaking out that vision. writing out that vision in your journal. If you're a fan of scripting, that might also be a really wonderful way to connect back and listen or read out your script to remind yourself of the things that you really want. It's having them forefront of mind. This is also why things like vision boards are such a great thing to do. It's really fun, easy, looks beautiful, but also I'm referring to mine above my computer here. But also it's just a wonderful way to keep that forefront of mind, because the more we see things and are reminded of those things, the more likely we're going to actually achieve those, right? It's like it's the reticular activating system, a part of our brain. It's neuroscience where, when you're buying a car and you like decide that you're buying that specific brand and make, and so you will always see that specific brand and make so many more times after you've made that decision to do that, or it's become a part of your awareness. So it's like what you focus on is where your attention and your energy flows, right? It's that same old idea of like, if it's forefront of mind, if I can focus on it, if I can see it and remind myself of this like frequently, then I'm far more likely to take action towards it, to put energy and focus on it. And that's where my energy and my attention will go. And that is what's going to help you manifest or bring that to life, right? So really making your vision clear, really making it forefront of mind, vision board, scripting, journaling, talking out the vision with a coach or a really trusted loved one or friend who really gets it and you can trust that with. I think that's a really big part of it. And just remembering that this is part of leadership as well. So if you're in business, I think this is a big part of it, is like being a leader, going first, is the ability to have a goal or a dream or a vision and take action towards that when there's no evidence or there's no proof, when it's not actually your reality. And I think that that's what true leaders are there, and leadership is all about, or of core, not all about, but a core part of it is that ability to be able to decide and have the vision and lead people along a way in a belief, in a direction, to take action before something's actually your reality. When you think about it logically, this is why I think we're so challenged by it, right? If you think about it logically, it makes no sense. Like, to have something that we want and believe that it's ours and take action towards it as if it's ours, and to be so strong on our conviction and our belief and our trust in ourselves to go after that thing, to have that thing, to hold that thing, whatever it is. It makes no logical sense to ourselves, right? To our minds, to our egos. And this is why I think it's so challenging, because we, as our beautiful, complicated, complex human beings, we have this mind that is so helpful in many ways, right? It's helpful to keep us alive and to be aware of danger and threats and remember all of these things, right? However, when it comes to manifestation or creating newness or growth or evolving, when we don't have evidence and proof of that thing, how do we know that we can go after that thing? And this is where trust and faith is so important. And this is where this really kicks in, because we don't have the external evidence. We don't have the hard proof. We don't have the facts, right? We can borrow that sometimes from other areas of our lives, and we could borrow that sometimes from other people and expanders. So for example, if you've taken a scary act a courageous act out of your comfort zone in a different area of your life, and it's paid off, you've created whatever it is that you really wanted to or were stepping towards, that's great evidence that we can apply that same courage, that same faith, that same trust and belief that we had in ourselves into this other area of our lives where we're really needing to call that in to manifest the desire that we have. So you can borrow it from other areas of your life, and you can also borrow it from other expanders. So looking at expanders or other people that perhaps are embodying or have and hold the vision and the desire that you have. Now, the only little thing here that we really want to be clear about or be careful around is that they might not have the exact vision that you have, and oftentimes they won't. And so this is where you just want to be really mindful that we can use that as like, hey, it's possible, other people are doing this. This is why I'm a huge fan of podcasting and why it was such a beautiful gift to me personally when I was doing all of my own inner work. And before I became a coach and before I created my own business, was hearing conversations and seeing how different people were living their lives and creating these soul-led businesses and, so committed to their own personal development and growth and all these wonderful things that I loved and I wanted to do more and more and more of. But I didn't have examples in my physical current immediate circles in my world. Podcasting and the online space was just a wonderful way to absorb some of that and to see that in action and to see that manifest in other people's lives. And so then I think that's nice to just kind of like plant the seed that it is possible as a general theme, whatever that is. And then you need to really hold the faith and the trust that it's that it's manifesting the way that I really want it to be, that it's my vision or my version of success or my truth, right? And that's where you need to apply your own uniqueness to it, your own authenticity, your version of it, right? Your truth in it. So just a little caveat there, it can be helpful to borrow it from other areas of your life or from expanders, just help you plant these seeds that it is possible. However, then that's when our faith and our trust in it really has to kick in, right? That's when it really has to kick in. And so I think the other thing that I just wanted to really speak to here was a big part of this is that I believe the goals that we have for ourselves, the desires and the visions that we have for ourselves in any area of our lives, or your business, if you have your own soul-led business, then I believe that they are a big part of supporting your evolution and growth as a soul, as a human. And it's the whole idea and concept that it's not so much the exact outcome, the exact goal, the exact manifestation that is actually really important, that it's the journey along the way, the pursuit of that goal and the person that you become in pursuit of that goal or that desire or that dream or vision of yours. That is the thing. That is the most important thing. And so I would really lovingly offer and encourage you to think about that, like that's where I build the resilience. That's where I build the confidence. That's where I build and start to embody this version of myself that has and holds and is those visions and the things that I really want for myself. And that's the important part of all of this. And so how can we really enjoy the process of becoming? How can you start to really enjoy the process of becoming before the things have actually manifested, before you've arrived, before the vision has manifested, right? And so that is a big part of it, is showing up for it regardless, taking action towards it, connecting in with your intuition, as I said, connecting in with the vision more and more, seeing it more, doing all of those opportunities to bring it to your focus and your awareness, and to continually take, or consistently rather, take action towards that goal and that desire and that manifestation. And then remembering that it's the journey that's so important, and it's the person that you become along the way that's really important. Because if you were to have that manifestation or have that whatever, the desire, the goal, the dream handed to you on a silver plate right now, right here, the universe won't deliver that for you if you're not ready to hold that, to fully hold that and embody that and feel really grounded in that. And so that's why we need to hold strong. We need to ride the wave. We need to build the confidence and the resilience along the way. And that's a big part of it, right? Is trusting that it's all happening in divine timing, that it's already a given, that it's happening. It is yours to have and hold, and being really open to growing along the way. That when there's these hurdles or these wobbles or these doubts or these challenges along the way, or when it's taking longer than you want it to take, or for whatever reason it's not manifested and landed just yet, remembering about, okay, how can I even strengthen my belief even more in this? How can I feel even more conviction towards this? How can I like deeply, deeply trust myself? The other question you can ask yourself here is, the version of myself that has and holds and is that thing that I really want, has that vision, how does she show up? What is she doing? What are the decisions that she makes? What is the clothes that she wears? What is the energy of her? And acting as if. That's a big key to manifestation, is obviously having the vision, being super clear and holding that, taking action towards it consistently, and acting as if. So you are then encouraging yourself to become the person that has and holds and is those things. And that's the gift in all of this, right? Is the pursuit of the goal, is the pursuit of the manifestation. It's the person you become along the way, along the journey to get those things. And when you're starting to embody and embrace and really live into those things, and that version of yourself that has and holds that vision for yourself, then that's when things are going to land more. Yeah. So deeply trusting in yourself, borrowing trust, confidence, evidence from other areas of your life. Sometimes expanders can be helpful here, but remember to come back to your version of success and your unique vision. Make sure it's authentic and aligned to you, not what other people are wanting or desiring. And yeah, and holding that, you have to be able to believe it before you'll see it. Sometimes people get that the other way around, or they think that, oh, I'll believe it when I see it, kind of thing. And so we're always looking for evidence, or we're waiting for it to happen, and then they'll believe that it will happen. But that's not how it works, right? Because the whole idea is that we don't have the current dream or goal or vision, right? That's why it's our vision or it's our goal for a reason, right? Is because we don't currently have it in our reality, or it hasn't manifested just yet. And so that is the work, is believing in yourself, believing in the vision and the goal without it being here, without it made manifest. Trusting, surrendering to, trusting in the universe, trusting that it's all working out in your favor, that life is happening for you, not to you, that the important parts is the journey and the person that you become along the way. And so if you can focus on that, if you can focus more on that and growing and embodying this new up-leveled version of yourself that has and holds this vision for yourself, then my goodness, that's going to support you in so many different ways, because it brings the focus away from why hasn't it manifested yet, which is, our mind and our ego and our inner critic being like, ugh, resistance, ickiness, frustration, whatever it might be. And actually coming back to, how can I focus on the here and now? How can I be really present in this process? How can I focus on my growth and evolution and me being able to hold and have these things? What are the things that I need to grow into, or let go of, maybe, or heal, or surrender to? That's always teaching us these beautiful lessons that we need to know and embody to evolve as a human, as a soul. And it's so important for our own journey, our own unique journey on this earth in this lifetime. And so really just dropping out of the mind of the ego in this and really trusting that process, being active in it for sure. It's not a passive process. Manifestation is never a passive process. We're actively taking action towards it. We're holding the vision. We're anchoring back into that vision more and more and more. And we're really focusing on the person that I'm becoming in pursuit of that goal and that vision for myself. Just remember to come back to this is what true leadership, a big part of what true leadership is being able to take action towards the goal and the vision without having the evidence, without having it manifested just yet. And I think that this is where true belief and confidence and trust and worthiness really comes from. And so if any of those things are an area of like, oh, I think I need to work on my belief or my trust, or man, I have a really hard time at releasing control and surrendering, or my worthiness, or letting go of some of the past situations, experiences, stories, belief systems that are holding you back here. And that version of yourself, if you are really honest with yourself, isn't aligned with the new vision and goal that you have for yourself. And so how can we start to let go, heal, move beyond those things to step into this new version of yourself that is free from those things? Oh, there's so much. I'm just thinking there's so much more that I could share here, but I feel like those are the key points, really. And I think someone shared this with me recently. I was talking with one of my girlfriends. It was really interesting. Anyway, about a completely different topic, but she shared with me, she was just like, yeah, well, remember that I believe in life that you get what you don't always get what you want, you get what you need. And I was like, whoo, ain't that the truth? Oh, sometimes hard to hear, right? But ain't that the truth? And I think this is the big part of it, is the art of surrendering to the universe, surrendering to your own unique journey as a human, as a soul here in this lifetime, and trusting that it's all working out in your favor, that the challenges or the lessons, or, if it's a delayed timeline, or if it's not manifesting in the way that you wanted to, or in the timeline that you're wanting it to, is deeply trusting that even if I can't see it right now, I'm trusting that it is going to be working out. It is working out in my favor. Life is happening for me, not to me. And my job is to do the inner work, to heal, release, grow, evolve, to embody the strengths, the skills, the qualities of this future version of myself that has and holds those desires, and really focusing on that and being present for that journey, being present in the here and now, holding the vision, yes, but being really present in the here and now and grounded in that vision and in your true self and your highest self, and being committed to your unique growth as a soul. And this is like, how do I do this? This is what we do in coaching, right? And so I hope that this has started the conversation and planted some beautiful seeds, or been inspiration for you, or some support if you're in this messy middle of waiting for that manifestation and feeling frustrated or feeling challenged by it. But I really hope that this lands well for you and is supportive. And also, like I said, I've got those limited spots, 5 free 30-minute coaching calls with me in the next 2 weeks, only for the next 2 weeks at time of release of this podcast. So I will share the link in the description below, first serve. So grab your spot if you're interested. I would love to support you with this. And I think that this is the part where, a podcast can only give you so much. And it's really when we can deep dive into the personalized support in your unique situation, what you're navigating, your areas of growth, and your areas of like, what is the thing that we need to really anchor back into for you specifically to support you on this journey. And that's the gift of one-to-one coaching and space holding, I believe. So would love to support you with that. Anyway, my loves, I believe that is it from me today. Keep going. And just remember that quote, no matter what, I'll be okay. No matter what happens, I'll be okay. Trusting, dropping into faith, dropping into love, dropping into trust, into your intuition and your inner knowing, and surrendering. Oh, the art of surrendering, hey? All right, my loves. I would love to hear what you think of this podcast episode. Please send me a DM or send me an email or pop it in the comments below. If you're watching over on YouTube, I would love that so much. It really does mean the world to me to hear, what you think, and to hear feedback, insights, etc. Give this a thumbs up, share it with your loved ones if you feel like it's a conversation that they need to hear too. Would love for you to share that with them so we can support them and get this out to more and more humans. Okay, my loves, thank you heaps, and I will talk to you all really soon.